Jurassic World Dominion. Let's talk about it. So, I saw 2 movies this past weekend, and because of time, I won't talk about either of them for too long. I don't think there's a lot to talk about for either of them, to be quite honest with you. But here we are, Jurassic World Dominion, and I also saw another movie that I'll talk about right after this. Give a spoiler review. Jurassic World, for those of you, just to give some quick thoughts, quick background. I actually really like the first Jurassic World. Obviously not Jurassic Park. Nothing is Jurassic Park. It's a great movie. But I like Jurassic World. And so I was looking forward to Fallen Kingdom. I really didn't like Fallen Kingdom. And I was telling somebody actually that it's really interesting in 2022, within 2 months of each other, there are 2 franchise films that came out. Both with really enjoyable first movies, I thought. Really bad second movies that almost got me off the train for these franchises. But a third movie that I thought, had the potential based on the trailers to get me back. First one being Fantastic Beasts, which I haven't had a chance to talk about. Not the Crimes of Grindelwald, the Secrets of Dumbledore. I really like the Secrets of Dumbledore. Secrets of Dumbledore, if I can talk. And I'm back on board with that franchise if they make more. I thought it was fun, I'm interested now in the grand duel of Dumbledore and Grindelwald. So I thought, based on the trailers and based on the premise of this movie with dinosaurs on the Earth, yeah, I could be back on board with the Jurassic World franchise. I know it's ending, but, I could really enjoy this movie. Right off the bat, spoilers. This amazing sequence that was in the trailer where they went 65 million years ago and they showed the beginning of the dinosaurs. Just an amazing trailer. And then they show this T-Rex rampaging in a drive-in theater. Not in the movie. Because, okay, look. I'm not one of those people who get too upset when things that are in the trailer aren't in the movie, especially if they're for good reason. That's fine. Doesn't matter. But I am a little upset when you market your movie a certain way and it's something completely different, especially with what you marketing, what you're marketing being something amazing. I think back to Iron Man 3. Those trailers, if you watch the trailers for Iron Man 3, are dark and gritty and brutal. And I love that trailer. I love those the tone of those trailers. And to this day, 9 years later, I'm still trying to disconnect the two because I actually think Iron Man 3 is a really fun film. But I just wanted what the trailers promised. And in any case, we got this. Or no, we were promised this. And instead we got this. Locusts and Peter Parker's dad from the Amazing Spider-Man franchise. Locusts. Yeah, why? Well, what? Oops. What am I doing? Sorry guys, my slides are getting all wonky. Let me see if I can do this manually. There we go. Okay, there we go. Locusts. Why? Okay. Let me be a little more fair. So we're gonna get some things that I didn't like out of the way first, and then we'll wrap up the review. It's gonna be quick. With some of the things I did like. This CEO guy. Not Jeff Goldblum. I think he was fine. Jeff Goldblum, Ian Malcolm, he was good. He was fine. CEO Dodson, who was in the original movie, played by a different actor. I didn't remember that. I found out later. And Biosyn. We don't need another corporation. Your premise is there. It can pick up, it doesn't have to pick up 4 years after the Jurassic World film. It can pick up like days after Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. Dinosaurs are everywhere. What do we do? That's a movie. And they skipped over that for this? Anyways, so that's one thing. It's why isn't this movie about dinosaurs rampaging across the earth? And in the end of the movie, you just have this montage of everybody living together happily and in harmony. It makes no sense. The original cast, with the new cast, fine. I like seeing them again, but I think their characters were really sloppily written. It was obviously, it was clear Alan Grant was in love with Ellie and all that stuff. Ian Malcolm was his quirky self. He's off in the left corner. The picture was too big. It got cut off. I'm sorry. Chris Pratt. I thought Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard actually really, much better in the film. I thought DeWanda Wise. Sorry, she got cut off on the screen. Picture's just too big. What was also good, and I actually thought that the girl who played Clone Girl, Maisie, was also really good. I actually, one of my favorite parts of the movie was the dynamic between Owen, Claire, and Maisie. I thought that their family dynamic was actually quite interesting and quite compelling, which is unusual for a Jurassic World film to have any characters be that compelling, aside from Jurassic Park, obviously. But I thought that worked well. They were separated, though, for the remainder of the 2/3 of the movie. And honestly, to be quite honest with you guys, I've been traveling a little bit, so I was a little jet lagged when I saw this movie. So it could have just been, I'm getting a phone call. How about that? Should I answer it live on the podcast? I am going to ignore that. Sorry about that. Yeah, but I was a little tired when I saw this movie, and I thought, maybe that's why, because I was falling asleep in basically every scene that wasn't action, which is a really bad thing because this movie is 2 hours and 40 minutes long. It is 2 hours and 40 minutes long. And unless this is happening, which this stuff was awesome. I don't know why the hand thing works on every dinosaur now. This is kind of absurd. Just like eat him, but whatever. But this stuff like woke me up. The Malta scene, Malta, I believe it was, yeah, was awesome. Some of the ending stuff with the dinosaurs was fun. Every other scene I was falling asleep in. I know I was gonna say I was gonna get to some stuff I liked. I liked the action a lot. Like, this is a sort of backhanded compliment. I really liked the action. It was fun. But again, this movie isn't atrocious, I don't think. But like, why? The story is right there in front of you. Like, make that story. Dinosaurs are roaming the earth. What are we going to do about it? Anyways. So, Jurassic World Dominion, I don't want to see these movies anymore, to be honest. Like, let's just watch Jurassic Park. Let's just watch Jurassic World. Let's be done with it. It's fine. Whatever. I don't know.